Hello, you all come in, hit the like and hit the share button. Let me get my microphone boosted up. Hope you are having a wonderful day today. You know, I keep you up with the most recent events and things that are happening in the economy. And so just want to share this news with you about China and Russia military. So I fix my hair. Combining to do drills with one another. We've been talking about World War Three. I say one. We've been talking about World War Three. Speaking about how this is just, but anyway, how United States. I don't even know. I didn't even update on that. If the House, the Senate passed the bill for the automatic register, right? You're supposed to register or it was be it'll be some type of penalty or fine behind it. But many people, young adults 18 to 26, do not register anymore, and you're supposed to do that. But now the conversation has come up recently about passing a bill that will make Americans between the ages of 82 and 26 be automatically registered for the war, along with females as well, which will position or can position you if we go into a World War III to be drafted in, right? To be drafted in. So now we got NATO panicking as China and Russia begin military drills again. You're most definitely welcome to come in and say hello. Make sure that you do your do nows and hit the like and hit the share button as well. Share this information and share the live stream. So China and Russia began military drills with fears of World War III mounting. Um, Days after NATO allies accused Beijing of being an enabler of the war in Ukraine, the exercise began on Sunday, right, where everyone in America was pretty much discussing the Trump incident, right? This began on Sunday, expected to last to the middle of the month and to demonstrate the capabilities of the two countries addressing security threats. Now, we know that China has already put out there that since our security was so laissez faire or unable to secure President Trump, whether you think it was staged or if you think it was real or authentic, right? Other countries are watching. And this type war won't be, in my opinion, a type of war that's on ground. It would be a more of a technology war. The whole reason, the concept behind it, again, is because other countries want to, are already breaking free of the United States dollar as its monetary system is in exchange for their commodities that's being in the United States. Now, 75th anniversary. So we have a lot of things to talk about. We have to discuss that um, Project 2025 wants to get rid of Department of Education. Um, and what will that look like? We have China. If you ever paid attention, because I'm a physical education teacher, right? And so if you ever paid attention to China's physical education program, it is very physically intense, beginning with their children at a young age. It is very mentally intense. They're doing simultaneous thing at the same time. The United States physical education program is nowhere near that. And so they developing these kids or children at a very young age, um, a sense of hard work and a mindset, a mentality of strenuous physical exercise and effort. And so many people are questioning, right? It's been um, a while, I think, since the Gulf War, the United States has even won a war. If the United States do we have the military presence, right? And especially being a technology war where drones and things like that, and the way in that of technology base at this time. Remember when 5G was released, right? It was first released in China, and it was called, the C-19. Now, Russia has already begun more than 40 Russian oil deposits and refineries have been attacked by Ukraine drone within the last 6 weeks. If it goes to World War III, more of a military, technology type of war versus troops on the ground. Hello, Gregory. Good evening to you. Thank you for coming in and saying hello. China also was in Cuba, which we know is just a couple of 100 miles from Florida. They're also on the outskirts of Alaska as well. And they have sent 66 fighter jets. Okay, now my internet is freezing up. All right. Let's see. Give me internet freezing up. But 66 fighter jets outside of Alaska right now. I want to show so that you can see it. And so, unfortunately, there's a lot of people that just don't know what's going on right now. I shared on my Facebook, for example, that the U.S. bank closed over 28 locations in just 1 week. And, someone commented on it. Well, that's just because it's cheaper to have tellers. It's cheaper to do things online and via technology versus tellers, which is true. But now you have to look at the commercial real estate market. If there's no need for these commercial buildings and workers, now with commercial real estate properties being more closed down available, as we have Rite Aid's pharmacy closing, Walgreens, CVS, how many commercial properties are going to go up for sale as a result? Right. And now that's going to cause a domino effect from the commercial real estate property more to the residential real estate property as well. And so they're panicking. China, Russia, setting drills, and I'm just gonna log off because I want to show you all something, and I'm just gonna freestyle from here. This is why I've been telling you all to keep up and don't be distracted. Don't be distracted by TD Jakes, P Diddy, Candace Owens, right? But at least Cat Williams told us that 2024 would be the year of exposure, right? Would be the year of exposure. And just know, like I've gone on record with telling you all that I am neither a Democrat or a Republican. I'm neutral. And that's because I feel like a president should have a conversation of reparation. In fact, Johnny Cochran, before he died, or, you know, um, was bringing that to the forefront. And why? Because I feel like that's the conversation that needs to be had, especially with the Jews, American Jews, what they call Jews, received millions from the Obama administration due to the suffering of the Holocaust. And generationally, right, if you've been set back financially, you don't have a chance to correct some of the things that goes on within the culture of your community. So just like other cultures support themselves, Chinatown or the Caucasian communities or Asian communities, only Asians work together in business and commerce and in the marketplace, then I don't think it's anything wrong with the Black and Brown community coming together, united on this as well. And so, don't say, "Oh, I'm only concerned about the Black and Brown community." No, but there's collaboration in other. Before we be able to have strong relationships with other cultures, we need to have a strong relationship within ourselves, and we need to start having these money conversations, and we need to start having these mindset changes. And whether you again think it was staged or it was real or authentic about Trump, this thing I will tell you that he and his um, now chosen vice president, right, JD, they know about cryptocurrency. They know about blockchain. One of the main reasons why I felt like he was going to win the election anyway. And Trump's agenda, he's gone on record as saying is to keep China from overtaking the cryptocurrency industry. He wants to keep that in America. China has the largest mining companies right now, especially for Bitcoin. And China has more power and control over South Africa, where a lot of the commodities and rich commodities lies and are. And Trump's agenda is to make sure that that control power does not shift because it's happening and happening rapidly. And you know what happens in war. And one of the easy ways to get rid of debt is to just go to war. United States is $34 trillion in debt, and those are one of the easiest ways. Exactly. At some point, we definitely should come together, right? I think the Black communities just have too many distractions. They argue over who's the better president, um, and you're not. We're not focused on the And let me get on this. We got offended when Trump said about the black jobs, but let's be honest. And I heard Dr. Umar say this, that there are black jobs and white jobs. We need to start having conversations about the income gap. He brought out that 1/3 of black men are in jail, whether that's for minor or major offenses, right? And so when they get released from jails, there are certain jobs that are, take your emotions out of it and feelings out of it, that there are just for these type of offenders. And with so many that are in jail, they don't have the higher income paying jobs opportunity. Again, whether you feel like these are because of major or minor offenses, or many are jailed because it's discrimination. So at least Trump brings these conversations to the black community. Like, what does he mean by black jobs? Then you should do your research at the income gap between the income that comes into black households versus the whites, Asian, Hispanics, and other households. That should spark conversations. That should really spark conversation. A lot of people in the black and brown community took Trump's campaign slogan, "Make America Great Again," as when was the last time America was great again? And, they want to compare that to slavery. But no, he's talking about when America was not dependent on other countries like we are right now with China, Russia, South Africa. When we were able to produce our own, and we were self-reliant. Yeah, that's what I want to say. Self-reliant. We are not self-reliant right now at all. United States is not self-reliant. And so I just want to bring that to you. I don't have any more information. I'm going to just make this quick live stream. And if we will keep an update on crypto. I may live stream later, but I want to stay focused. Also pay attention. July 25th, Trump will speak at the Bitcoin rally in Nashville, Tennessee. And we're just in the fourth industrial revolution. The old monetary system has to be done away with. It has to be revamped. It has to be reset. It has to be reorchestrated. And the people that are not putting their devaluating cash into the future of these economic system, right? They're going to be poor. They're going to be financially struggling. Sheila's Cam said, "Is that what he meant?" Well, that's the way I took it. You might took it another way, right? And to be honest with you, if we really want to get in the conversation of Deuteronomy 28 in the Bible about why slavery existed, even though these people did some torturous things, don't think, you know, I've read about. I was telling my daughter yesterday, a man that was killed in 1919, accused of rape, and they shot him. It was over 1,000 bullets in his body. They beat him unconscious, over 1,000 bullets in his body, and then they burnt him alive. And so we can definitely go to Deuteronomy 28, and we can compare that to the transatlantic slave of 1611 that happened. But I tell people, you need to study the Bible during this time. You need to study the Bible during this time. Most people in black and brown, they have no clue that the Bible is a book about their history at all. At all. And Deuteronomy 28 was contingent upon if, it can contain say, if you do these things, if you serve and obey me. If. And evidently that was not done. That was not done. And so transatlantic slave, and many argue that from 1611, depending on how many people will calculate the years, but the 400 years of slavery will come to an end, not doing it by the calculation of today's calendar. It will come to an end, the fall of this year, and this is when we'll have judgment on America to come. So if you believe Deuteronomy 28 is talking about the transatlantic slave movement, or that occurred in 1611, then you will have to agree that if, right, you will have to agree that blacks that went through that brought slavery upon themselves as well, because of their disobedience to black Jewish God. I'm on Facebook right now having a debate with a man that says God was Arab. He wasn't a black Jew. I'm like, dude, even Arabs would tell you Jesus is a black Jew and he's not Arabian, right? Go read Daniel 7 and 9 that says his hair was the texture of wool, feet like the color of bronze or brass, and Revelation 1 and 14. And so with that being said, slavery was a decision. And I know Kanye West said that, and we didn't agree with it. But if you believe again that Deuteronomy 28 is to the slaves, then all you have to do is choose to serve and obey the God of the Bible. And I forgot who made this quote, but the quote is, if you have the man that is educated is not fit to be a slave. And so a lot of people want to just take pride and say, yes, I am of that, the black Jews of the Bible. I am God's chosen one. We know God said, I went into my own and they received me not. But just having that information and not applying it, and you know what's about to come ahead. And the nicest way I can say that is just make you an educated fool. Because if you know we're headed towards this time in America, Babylon the Great is falling, and the monetary system is about to change like it did in 1933 from physical gold and silver to paper money and cash, wouldn't you be putting your money into things that will appreciate in value versus depreciate? And so that's all I have to be said. To be honest with you, since we want to go there, God told his chosen ones, like, you don't want a king. If you really want to have a conversation about Republican or Democrat, he said, you don't want a king, just like 1 Samuel chapter 8, where they wanted Saul to be king. And they wanted to have a system set up like the Gentiles. And God said, listen, you're my chosen people. You don't need a king to rule over you. I am your God. And no, they wanted to vote in a king. And we still have that mindset today that a president is going to save you, or the rapture is coming. If you study the Bible, it's not called a rapture, but it's called the second coming of Christ. And you know, this Revelation says he's coming from the cloud, riding a white horse, and he's coming with to do war with fire and brimstone. So now some people saying, well, I just want to be caught mid up. I wanted to just disappear, just get out of earth and disappear like Philip did, right? Or Enoch did as well. And but if you read the Bible, it says if you choose to follow God, just look at the disciples, look at what they had to endure. And every time, instead of preparing as if there's no famines that existed in the Bible, that the people of God never went through a Great Depression or famine, whenever famine comes or troubles come, most people that go by the name Christians or Christ like wants a bailout. They don't want to prepare. That's why Joseph was able to bring Egypt during a famine, during a hard time, into one of the most prosperous parts of the country because he had a preparation plan. During the 7 years of good times, Joseph was preparing, right? Compliance is always your choice. It's like when people say we're forced to take a jab. No, you sure what? You sure what? And speaking of that, so many people, so many deaths are happening this year. And we have over 500 bank closures that's happened this year as well. Most people are not aware of that. If I had $100, where should I invest? Or you asking me where would I invest $100? Well, I give financial education. I don't give financial advice. I don't want people telling, I'm saying that I said to do this or do that, right? But I did make a post on my Facebook today that since 2013, Bitcoin has gained over 300,000%, 300,000, not 3,000, 300,000% in profit. I'm not saying that's Bitcoin. Me personally, without giving you financial advice, if I had $100, me personally, because I know what XRP is about to do as these banks are closing, and the purpose of XRP, as these banks have to go with a reset, XRP is 60 cents. I would put it in XRP, me personally, just because of the ROI and and the purpose. Now, another thing I would do, if you don't know why I would put it in XRP, I would go buy me a book or something or a course to study crypto and its functions first, right? The Bible states in all you're getting to get an understanding. I would first get some type of knowledge if I didn't know what I was investing in. Or I would search YouTube and get it for free and then I'll invest it. But that's me personally. Okay, you all, I'm signing out. You all have a great remainder of your day. Just want to bring you that great update. I mean, not a great update, but just want to bring you that update. Make sure you hit the like and the share button and subscribe to me on YouTube. Queen out.